You know, I've been up and down a lot, so I haven't really been able to go live as consistently as I would like to, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome to those on Bolo VNR Clips, Bolo VNR 2.0, and also Bolo VNR on TikTok. Blessings, everyone. Thank you for being here. Um, Before we start, for TikTok, I've got probably say it more than one time, but it is what it is. We have a live goal. Um, the only reason why I'm asking is because, you know, TikTok are pressure me. To go to the next level, ladies and gentlemen, I just pinned it. I need quite a number of those things right there. You see them? I just pinned it. Them donut there? Yeah, man. I need quite a number of those donuts. And if you are a regular viewer of the platform and you are able to facilitate me in that regard, please, those are the ones that I need. Yeah? TikTok ask me to get them one if pass one level and go to our next level. Alright? You look at donut them. Cool? Alright, for the persons them on board of VNR clips now, all I need you guys to do is to hit the like button and share the live. I want to expand the platform. I need to get to 15,000 subs. We are at 8,000 right now. I'm looking to drive the channel to 15,000 subs. Want to take it to another level on Bolo VNR clips. On Bolo VNR 2.0, I want to thank you guys for your continued support on the platform. Every day, thank God, we find new people that are subbing up to the platform. And I want to say thank you. I appreciate you. What I want to do is invite you to become a member of the platform. Take it to the next level, ladies and gentlemen. Become a member, get your perks, you know, you get your badges, you get your emojis, special emojis that nobody else will be able to access but you, because you're a member. You will get special live members only chats, you know, members only content that nobody else will see. The videos that people will see publicly, you will see before them as a member. There's many different perks, dear ladies and gentlemen, that will encourage you to become a member of the platform. And oh, by the way, you know that every single entity, I don't care who it is, whether it's TVJ, whether it's CVM TV, all of them require loyal supporters so that the platform can continue to grow and thrive. There's no plant that does not need nutrients or the sun or water to grow. And my platforms are similar to a plant, and it needs your support, right, to get to that place. Mom say, can I bring you something for me? You mommy? You can bring that something for me, please? Please. Should I have a conic up already? Now, ladies and gentlemen, this show is going to be a little bit different. Now, like I said, I want to say shout out to Mama P. Shout out to Mama P. Alright? And I don't want to look at it from the perspective of she's a woman. Obviously, she's a woman. I want to look at it at the perspective of her as a leader. You understand? Not that she's a woman, her as a leader. For those who don't know, Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller navigated one of the toughest times in our Jamaican history. Not a fault of her own, you know. Not a fault of her own. She navigated a time as a leader that if I was to be 100% with you, I think nobody else could have navigated that time other than her. as a leader, not as a female, as a leader. Why? Because of her personality, because of her charm, because of her toughness, because of her innovativeness, and because she knew how to put people together. She knew how to motivate people to work on behalf of not only her as a leader, but the country. She knew character. She had integrity. You understand? And I'm not saying that she was a perfect person. You know, as a leader in the Caribbean, you are faced with very, very tough situations that you have to navigate, and you don't always get it right. One of the key things, you know, outside of everything, once we have God at the center of what we're doing, you know, we still might make mistakes, yes, but hopefully not too far that we fall out of God's grace. That's all. That's all, Jamaica. Hopefully not too far that we fall out of God's grace. Right? So we want to heal the lady. Hold on there. We want to heal the lady, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. I had the picture right here, no, man. There we go. We have to heal the lady. Yeah, man, we have to heal her, man. Why keep your life engaged? Then engage, brother. Why them people are not? Sure. Yeah, may I keep it on my computer screen today, now, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just take off these things in the background, and then we can see. Alright, there we go. Where's the effects? Take off the effects. Ah, there we go. So I like this AI that they used. AI no normal. Yo, AI no normal, yeah, man. Jamaica. Antonio, good morning. How are you, my brother? How are you doing? Welcome. Turn on the computer. Big up yourself, Antonio. Big up every time. One of my loyal supporters, Antonio Whitaker. So, like I said, Mrs. Portia Simpson Miller is the first woman to lead the People's National Party. Now, the People's National Party has to get credit for that, yes? They have to get credit for not just picking a woman because she's a woman, and I don't support that. I don't support any job, any workplace, any business, any political party. And I don't support you picking somebody because of their gender. I don't support it. I do not support it. And I've been very, very open about that. I do not support it. That's why I say I don't want to look at this from the perspective of her being a woman. I want to look at it the perspective of her leadership qualities, ladies and gentlemen. And she was qualified for the job. You understand? And like I said, nobody is perfect. You know? People would want her to be more, how would I put it? Eloquent or well-spoken or those things, right? But Miss Portia Simpson Miller was not a dunce. She was not a dunce. I want you guys to look at some of the richest persons in the world that have successful businesses. There's some things called leadership qualities, ladies and gentlemen. And some people have it and some people don't. You understand? And this lady had it. She had it. And she didn't just have it. She demonstrated it. You had to have great leadership qualities to navigate that 4-year period that Mama P navigated. You really had to. It was tough. It was very tough. And she was honest. She was candid. She was blunt. She didn't hide the realities from the people of Jamaica, like some people in government right now. Right? And she just kept it real. She kept it real. And of course, no leader can do it on their own. So she had to have a good team around her, ladies and gentlemen. She had to have quality individuals around her as a leader. A mark of a leader is also recognizing quality and, putting them or giving them the space to be the best version of themselves, especially when it's going to benefit we, the people of Jamaica. You understand? So, all those things Mama P embodied. Now, I never personally met the lady, to be quite honest with you. I've never personally met her. But her warmth and her fierceness, there was an amazing balance of that. You understand? She knew what she knew. She was genuinely warm. But if you ruffle her feathers, man, I'm telling you, Wagwan Flex, big up yourself. Yeah, man, if you ruffle her feathers, trust me, you're gonna get it, You're gonna get it, and rightfully so, because this lady, this leader, I should say, because I don't want to focus on the female aspect of it. As a leader, if I'm being honest, she faced the most attack. She faced the most attack from the Jamaica Labour Party and their pundits. She faced the most attack, especially on social media. And I'm talking about unfounded attacks. I'm talking about personal attacks, not of the merit of her leadership. Not of, you're doing this and you're doing it wrong and you should be doing it this way. No, she never got that. She got personally attacked, ladies and gentlemen. You understand what I'm saying? And she stood firm. She stood firm. Right? She stood firm, and history is going to remember her with the truth of the matter. The truth, not propaganda. Because the JLP indeed destroyed our economy. And it is well documented. As a matter of fact, this will be the perfect time for me to go to that article, man. This will be the perfect time for me to go to that article to validate what I am saying, one, and validate my position in regards to Mama P. Where is it? This is it? I think this. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. IMF lending case study. And I want to big up Mr. Mystic Sensation, Byron, and his wife. I want to big them up. You see, I never knew about this article until I watched Mystic Sensation. And that's why I watch Mystic Sensation. That's why I listen to Colin Bell. That's why I listen to Andre Stevens. That's why I listen to Out of the Press. That's why I listen to Talk My TV, ABI News, Aromatic. You understand? All these people and more. Because I learn from them. I am new to this, ladies and gentlemen. Now look at this information. It says, after gaining independence in 1962, Jamaica enjoyed strong economic growth and achieved middle income status quickly. 3 decades later, income started to plateau, right? Including following a massive financial crisis in the 1990s and a further setback after the 2008 global financial crisis. Challenges have ranged from policy steps that led to high public debt, you hear that? To vulnerabilities to natural disasters, immigration and brain drain, high crime by 2013. No, but high crime, sorry. And then it goes on to say to the next sentence, by 2013, Jamaica public debt had reached a historic high of about 147%. Mighty God. Who was in power in 2013? The JLP. Who was a senior member of that government? Andrew Ones. When Bruce Golding, the prime minister at the time, had to pack his bags, who took over? Andrew Ones. So Andrew Ones was a senior member of the Jamaica Labour Party when the Jamaica public debt had reached a historic high of about 147% of GDP. You heard what I said? Jamaica, this is the IMF. This is not refutable. This is facts. And they talk about that they are stewards of the economy. They talk about that they are fiscally disciplined and fiscally prudent. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. It is the opposite. It is quite the opposite, ladies and gentlemen. Because his father, Edward Siaga, that Andrew Ones, his father, his political father, Edward Siaga, right, in the 1980s, had Jamaica in the palm of his hands. Full power, full control. You heard what I said? Full power, full control, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I want to go to that article as well. Me feel it right now, may I tell you. Where is that article? Mr. Shamar. The brother we setting the record straight. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Where is it? More. Okay. I'm gonna find it. Wait a minute. I'm gonna find it. Alright, so let me go to this and see which one of these groups it's in. Alright, let me see. JIS. No, that's not the group. I'm going to find it, guys. And this, what I'm going to look at is a JLP, member of the JLP that told the truth about what happened with Edward Siaga in that time. Yeah, man. He literally told the truth about what happened. I'll find a better way to find this right now. So, Mama P, right, had to take over a country where, as a matter of fact, I'm going to call something and see if we can get the link to the article. Mama P had to take over the country when we had a historical high in debt. 147%. That's what she had to navigate. It says here that making it one of the most indebted countries in the world. This is what they left Mama P, you know. This is the position that she was in as a leader. This is what she had to navigate. Again, they cannot erase this fact, ladies and gentlemen. And we will not allow them to shape the narrative any other way but to start from the beginning. Right here, sir. 147%. This is a significant time in not only Bruce Golding's leadership, but also Andrew Holness, because he was a senior member of the Jamaica Labour Party at the time. You understand? And as a team, they all have to take the L, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it goes. Every last one of them has to take the L. Now so it go. TikTok. TikTok, what is going on? What is happening? Where are my people? Let me send out some shares. Hold on there. Come like them don't know some life. Normally, you know, TikTok would have some people come in and come out and whatever, but so it says here, after a debt exchange in 2010 and yet another IMF supported program that went off track in 2011. You hear that? That went off track in 2011. That's a cute word for they never passed one IMF test. The Jamaica Labour Party under a Bruce Golding leadership with Andrew Holness as a senior member. The country was on the verge of economic meltdown with no access to international capital market. Jamaica was shut off, ladies and gentlemen. You heard what I said? This is the IMF website. Jamaica was shut off from the international capital market. Jamaica once again turned to the IMF in 2013, spring of 2013, for financial support with its preceding weak track record of reform. Not my word. Significant budget financing from international and developing partners was less forthcoming. Jamaica needed a second debt exchange and a primary surplus of 7.5% of GDP to help stabilize the economy and address long-standing structural challenges. The public said enough is enough. The Economic Program Oversight Committee was formed, right? But just I try to show you where Mama P did have to go through, you know. When Mama P take over from Andrew Holness, you know, at this them left her in Jamaica. And sorry, I misspoke when I said 2013 the labor rights were in power. No, Mama P was in power, but that's what she had to face, right? From the Golding administration, taking over from the Golding administration, because 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016. So you see right here, so it said, after a debt exchange in 2010 and yet another IMF supported program that went off track in 2011. 2011 was when the JLP was in power. The country was on the verge of an economic meltdown with no access to international capital markets. In a year, we were locked off, ladies and gentlemen, from the international capital market. Anytime the lab rat come to you, I chat off them out. You point them to this article here. Tell them say Bolo says so. Yeah, man. Just point them to that section of the article here. Let me highlight it for you so you can see. Paula, what's up? Point them to that section of the article here, Jamaica. From the IMF. This is the history between the IMF and Jamaica. Let me go to the top of the article where it says Jamaica, IMF lending case study for Jamaica. So this is a case study. You know, like when you go to college, facts. These are the facts. So Mama P had to navigate 147% of GDP, historical high, being locked off from the international capital market because of the Jamaica Labour Party. Right? And what did she have to do? Jamaica needed a second debt exchange and a primary surplus of 7.5% of GDP. For a lot of people that sound like mumbo jumbo, right? To help stabilize the economy and address long-standing structural challenges. The public said enough is enough. The Economic Program Oversight Committee was formed so that stakeholders from the private sector, unions, government and academia and the media could come together to hold the government accountable for its reform committee and fiscal discipline under the reform program. With that, as described by Finance Minister Nigel Clark, what began as an IMF program became Jamaica's program with IMF support. Under the 2013 Extended Fund Facility and subsequently the 2016 Precaution Standby Arrangement, which was signed with a new administration, the Jamaica authorities, over the past 6 years, with strong capacity building support from international financial partners, have made a significant progress in stabilizing the economy and improving social outcomes. Fiscal and external sustainability have been restored. Jamaica has achieved a level of unprecedented fiscal discipline. Unprecedented fiscal discipline. That is Mama P. That is Mama P and the People's National Party. This unprecedented fiscal discipline. Ladies and gentlemen, the World Banks and the IMF and all the financial institutions wanted Jamaica to sink. They wanted to teach Jamaica a lesson because of the JLP badmanism of deciding we are mafia, so we are not going to pay, we are not going to do what we agreed and sign the contract on. They destroyed the relationship with the IMF and the World Bank and all institutions that Jamaica could get support from monetarily. Right? They destroyed that relationship, and Mama P, with her leadership, ladies and gentlemen, with her personality, you understand, and her leadership qualities, navigated a very, very, I mean, when you talk about blisters on your foot, if Mama P never skill, you understand, she couldn't navigate that time unscathed and putting Jamaica on a place and on a level where when the ungrateful Jamaican people voted out Mama P, the ungrateful Jamaican people that did not understand what this lady did for the country. I'm not saying that everything that she did was correct, ladies and gentlemen. Some things, you know, hey, God say, yo, you shouldn't do this, and Ray, you understand? But the ungrateful Jamaican people that never understood what this lady did for the country, you know what happened? You guys, as a matter of fact, I can't even say that you guys did it, because every single election that quote-unquote Andrew Honest won is questionable. Every one of them. I am questioning the legitimacy of every single election Andrew Honest has won. Me, Bolo, and I are questioning every single one. So I'm not even going to blame the Jamaican people. As fate would have it, ladies and gentlemen, Mama P did not get another opportunity to bask, right, in her and her administration's financial success, right? And it was success to the point where Nigel Clark, Michael Leachin, and Andrew Honest promised 4% growth in 5 years, or 5% growth in 4 years. 5 in 4, everybody remember it. Mama P did not get to bask in her success, in her team's success. She never got to bask in it. She never got to show and stretch her leadership skills and her team's quality to actually grow the economy. She never got the opportunity to do it. And what have we had since, ladies and gentlemen? We have had a government that has stagnated our economy. has not found the formula to grow the economy. And there's a recommended growth that is necessary for us. They have fallen quite short. And what they have done is skillfully played on your ignorance to say to you, well, you know, we had COVID, you know, we had Hurricane Melissa, you know, now we had Hurricane Beryl, now we have Hurricane Melissa. They have used the weather and world events to justify not having the capacity, not having the wherewithal to grow the economy. And some people might say, but Bolo, you're being harsh. No. Look at smaller countries right here in the Caribbean that navigated their economy to grow their economy. Jamaica under Mama P pivoted. We were on pivot to grow the economy. The fiscal papers was set. Fiscal discipline was no longer an option, it was mandatory. And from there, getting the debt down, we could have simultaneously grown the economy. There was many different things that the government could have done to simultaneously grow the economy, but they did not. They did not do that, ladies and gentlemen. You understand? And I'm telling you, if Mama P was in power for the last 10 years, you would have seen massive amount of growth in this country. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. And it's not because she's a woman. It's because she is a good leader. She knows how to delegate, ladies and gentlemen. All right? And she can recognize talent. That is a key thing when you're head of an organization, you know. When you put the right persons in the right position to grow and thrive. And of course, Mama P would have had the counsel of the great PJ Patterson all this time while in leadership. You understand what I'm saying? And she would have had Mark Jefferson Goldie as a minister of justice. Oh my God. Dr. Dayton Campbell coming up. Oh my God. Can you imagine if Mama P was running the country with all these young lions coming up? And then Isaac Buchanan. Huh? Can you imagine? A Damian Crawford, a Dr. Alfred Dawes. Can you imagine? But, you know, it did not work out that way, ladies and gentlemen. But I want to say here on this platform publicly, I salute you, Mama P, Miss Portia, Lucretia, Simpson Miller. I salute you. I salute you. I salute you. I salute you. You are indeed. You are indeed. Your impact in those 4 years. We are still benefiting from the sacrifices that your team made. We are still benefiting. Although, albeit that we could benefit more. But we are still benefiting right now. We are not totally off the rails because of what you did, Mama P. And we thank you. I thank you. I thank you. The Right Honorable, the Most Honorable, Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller. I thank you. Alright? So, you know what the have to give Mama P 140 minutes. Zin? Yeah man, we have to give Mama P 140 minutes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into the unconventional side of things. Alright? Yes, we're going to go into the unconventional side of things. I hope none of these. Alright, wonderful. Wonderful. Oh!
Hi, so in today's
wait a minute. Easy. Hey, I don't know if you guys watched Andre Stevens last night, but man, let me tell you something. Dr. Dawes last night. That is something that all of us need to watch. And I think I need to hold on. I think I need to do a video on it, you know. Yeah man, all of us need to watch that. Now ladies and gentlemen, let me start off here. I have these links set up and ready to go. We can just go on to continue to look for Mama P face while I take on these conversations here. All right. First and foremost, TikTok. Listen.
worst thing you can do to a spirit that's fighting you is to starve it.
Listen up.
And I'm not talking about food, I'm talking about attention. A lot of you are rebuking things that you are still feeding. If it feeds off your reaction and you keep reacting, you are nourishing the very thing that is assigned to break you.
Yes.
But the moment you withdraw, the moment you go silent, the moment you stop explaining yourself,
Yes.
it starts panicking.
Yes.
Because any spirit that operates through chaos needs participation. James 4, verse 7 says, resist the devil and he will flee from you.
Yes.
Not argue, not post about it, not go live about it. It says resist. And do you know what resistance look like? Self-control and silence. Proverbs 26 verse 20 says, without wood a fire goes out. Stop bringing the wood. Here's what spirits that are against you hate. Number one is rejection. Number two is watching you win in the areas that they were sent to destroy. If the assignment was to break your confidence, glow up. If the assignment was to make you bitter, heal. If the assignment was to make you broke, build. Because nothing exposes opposition like elevation. One of our favorite Bible verse, Isaiah 54 verse 17 says, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. That means it formed, it plotted, it strategized, and it still failed. Another strategy, move in silence. The Bible says there's a time to keep silent and a time to speak. Stop announcing seeds, announce harvest. Let them think it's not working out. Let them think you're stuck. Let them underestimate you. Then show up upgraded. The angriest you will see opposition is when you don't react and you still rise. Starve it, build in private, and win publicly. Watch how quiet it gets when it realizes it can't access you no more. The moment you stop feeding what is fighting you is the moment you will realize it wasn't that powerful to begin with. Wow. It was just hungry. Wow. The worst thing you can do to us.
You hear that?
The worst thing.
When I tell you, big up that girl, BEE_UNEEK on TikTok. I mean, God sent this for me. I don't know who needed to hear that, but I think we all have that moment when we feed into the monitoring spirits that are there sent to tear you down. And like she said, you start to lose confidence, you start to rebuke. Silence, ladies and gentlemen, silence. Silence. If it's something to tear down your confidence, treat yourself, glow up, blow up. Don't show when you're planting the seeds them, show when you're harvesting. Build in silence, and then you understand. So I don't know who needed to hear that, but yeah. Yeah. Let me see how old this now.
This is the craziest God story I've ever heard in my entire life. This will literally give you chills. I'm not kidding. Stay till the end because this will blow your mind. So, do y'all know who Billy Graham is? If you don't, he was a very popular preacher in the 1950s. He was doing these events where he had tens of thousands of people who would come and listen to him preach the gospel. And a lot of people loved him, but there were some people that didn't like him so much. People hated him because he was preaching the truth. And on March 15th, 1959, Billy Graham was preaching in Australia, and he had 143,000 people in attendance listening to him preach. But in that crowd of 143,000, there was 10 people that weren't there to just listen. They were there to do some harm. They were there to unalive Billy Graham because they really didn't like him. And so they made a plan. They planned it very carefully. Each of them had a weapon on them that they planned to unalive him with. And so they decided to wait until the altar call where Billy Graham would bring everybody up to the front who were getting saved. And this is when people would rush towards the front, and they thought that this would be the best time because it's when the security is probably the weakest. And one of the people who were a part of this, who were going to unalive Billy Graham, was a 17-year-old named George Palmer. And George actually went through some crazy stuff earlier in his life. 10 years before this, George saw his father die from a heart attack. And right after that, George went into a field and screamed at God, saying, "I hate you, God." And that sent him on a downward spiral until this point where he's 17 years old and he's about to make a very bad decision. And now he's sitting in this stadium waiting for the right moment to unalive Billy Graham. But Billy Graham began preaching on forgiveness, on sin, on repentance, about a God who loves even those that hate him. And then something crazy happened. As George was sitting there, he heard a voice that said, "George, what are you doing?" And George turned around and he didn't see anyone, but he knew that was God speaking to him. And as Billy Graham kept preaching, George starts crying. And by the time the altar call came, George pulled out his weapon, he put it on the ground, and he went up to get saved at the altar. And the other guys he came with also followed along and went up to the front of the altar and got saved. And George would later on say this: God took a person who hated him with every part of his being, and he loved him. That's the gospel, y'all. That's how the gospel works, man. There's nobody too far that Jesus can't reach. There's nobody too broken that he can't fix. There's nobody too hurt that he can't heal. There's nobody too lost that he can't find. There's nobody too far that he can't reach. There's nobody too dirty that he can't clean. There's nobody too guilty that he can't forgive. And there's nobody too sinful that he can't save. I don't know who you are, but I know that Jesus can save you all. If you see this on third, this is the
Man, I've never heard that story before, but that is one of the most powerful things I've heard, testimony wise, in a while. Imagine somebody comes to unalive a preacher, and on the moment leading right up to the point where they're supposed to pull the trigger, so to speak, God intervenes. God intervenes, and that person becomes saved by God through the person that they were supposed to take their life. That's powerful, man. And the lesson is, yo, no matter what we think about ourselves, no matter what we put ourselves down, God can definitely transform us. I don't know who needs to hear that, but
this is the craziest God story I've ever heard in my entire life. This will literally give you chills.
I don't know who needed to hear that, but yeah. Next video I want to share with you guys.
When you see nationwide JLP FM endorsing any candidate, any PNP person for any role, you know that they mean PNP no good, and that it is a political strategy by the Jamaica Labour Party to try and destabilize the party.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Mark Golding is a capable leader.
Quite so.
He's the opposition leader that took us from 14 to 28. JLP only had 7,000 more votes nationally than the People's National Party.
Yes.
And that was done under Mark Jefferson Golding.
One of the major problems my wife has is
when you see nationwide, Mark Golding is a capable leader.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, how many of you knew that? How many of you knew that Mark Golding had 7,000 less votes than as a PNP leader, has 7,000 less votes than the Jamaica Labour Party? When you hear with all of the money them where they give people to vote for them, ladies and gentlemen, we now hold them where they're going and talk. The amount of money they spend for take the election here. JLP, the amount of money they spend for take the election here. And a 7,000 vote alone they could have mustered up more than the People's National Party. Can you imagine when Paul Buchanan got court with, when Paul Buchanan case in a court? Hey, DPP, we are watching, you know? The new DPP, we are watching, you know? You understand? Because, me I tell you, say, from what they are, Byron a pray to, and we are question you, and we are called upon you to do the right thing. As a DPP, and exercise your powers, you make you get whole heap of money for your job, you know. You get an undisclosed amount of money for your job. So you see when that case they come up, you make sure so you get involved. Wagwan Joel, are the way I deal with. Bless up yourself. Sweets 142. Thank you so much, my darling, for liking up the live. Don't think I don't see you, you know. Don't think I don't see you, you know, darling. And bless up everybody for the live on TikTok. Zine, let's continue.
Is the opposition leader that took us from 14 to 28.
Yeah, man.
JLP only had 7,000 more votes nationally
Yeah,
than the
man.
People's National Party. And that was done under Mark Jefferson Golding.
That's right.
Mark Golding took the party from where it was when the whole party was, the unity in the party mashed up to a now unified, strong People's National Party. So when you hear Nationwide and come out and I say, oh, we endorse Damian or endorse whomever for president of the party, when the time comes, and when Mark Golding decides to leave, and if Damian wants to be president, so be it. But right now, we have one president, one party leader, one person who is in charge of steering the national, the national development, the national framework for the People's National Party, and that is Mark Jefferson Golding. So right now, the noise, the empty noise, we want this and we want that, that is a strategy to distract people from the real issue of Darrell Valls, where he paid for 100 used bus and I know we can get them, and made an announcement that now we're going to be getting 100 new buses. Where is the money for those 100 old buses that has not been delivered, that was paid for? That's the real issue that Jamaica need to ask. Is it
big argument that, you know, when I was watching this video, you know what came to me? It's going to be very interesting to see how much money, and maybe I shouldn't say this. Maybe I should wait. Maybe I should keep this to myself. No, man, I'll say it anyway. It's going to be interesting to see, ladies and gentlemen, and I want you guys that are watching me right now, if you heard it here first, say first. What I'm about to say, if you heard it here first, put first in the chat. You hear what I said? What is going to be interesting about the procurement of these new buses is how much they're going to cost. I am interested to compare how much for the old bus them versus the new bus them Jamaica. I am interested to hear how much it's going to cost for the new bus them and then compare to the old bus them. Because you see, if the old bus them and the new bus them is similar in price, then we have a problem. It's going to be a very very serious problem, ladies and gentlemen. How many of you was thinking about that? I say when me hear the brethren say the old bus them are the problem, I say hold on there. But you might procure a new bus. So what is the procurement cost going to be for these new buses? And remember, say 100 new buses now. So we can clearly compare the price of the new bus to the old bus them if 100 them I go buy. If you have heard this argument for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, I want to type in first in the chat. Everybody on TikTok, everybody on YouTube, if it's the first time you're hearing this argument, type in, put 1 in the chat. Marvin, I say 1.4 billion for the old bus and 2 billion for the new buses. What kind of new bus am I buy? That them say 2 billion So you're telling me that it only costs $600 million more? You see them all, you see them something the buses? That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. And you see, it a go boil down to us seeing the invoices them, you know, and the paperwork. That's what it gonna boil down to. Because I'm telling you, a man could buy one of those buses for $1. Mr. Will Rattigan could buy one of those 2010 buses for $1. I don't need no retrofitting or nothing. $1. Me talk about $1 US, you know. $1 US. So we definitely did not get value for money. But only $600 million alone? No man, something right.
Darren Vance is one of the major donors to Nationwide. Why Nationwide is putting up this news to distract the people of Jamaica. The people of Jamaica is not interested in who should become leader of the opposition or who should become leader of the party. We have a leader of the opposition in Mark Golding, who nobody in Parliament can tear legislation like Mark Golding. Nobody in Parliament can take up a bill at the same time without seeing it a day before and read that bill and shred it apart like Mark Golding. We Jamaican people need a Mark Golding in Parliament as our leader. We need a Mark Golding. So don't make any labor rights station, comrades, distract we. We are resolute that what we need to know is where Melissa money gone. Where the government received billions and billions and billions.
You know, some more thank Mama P for Mark Golding as well. In terms of politically, you know, you have to thank God ultimately, but you know, if you bring him in a space and embrace him and recognize his talent, more have to thank Mama P. No joke about it. Big up Mama P again.
Millions of dollars, yet the people there are some people still without light. Those are the issues that we need to bring at the forefront, and journalism in Jamaica needs to do that. We're talking about subjective things to create an agenda. That is why the Nationwide news are talking about irrelevant things. Jamaicans, have you heard Nationwide really talking about national things, like the things that are happening within the country? The things that are important to the ordinary Jamaicans? Come on, let's not be fooled. Let's not be tricked. Keep ahead. The ship.
No, I really think matter. Them is a propaganda machine for the JLP. They are incubator for the JLP. Only no year says such man will be a part of the government who left Nationwide, allegedly. Mighty God. Here I thought he was different, but he's no different. All of them are Tutsis, ladies and gentlemen. All of them are Tutsis.
I'd warned you about this. Michael Jackson died 17 years ago. Kobe Bryant died 6 years ago. Now, I'm sure you know who these people are. Very famous people, very popular people. They were great at what they did. But let me ask you a question. Did you think about either of those people today? And I'm willing to assume most of you guys didn't. And no disrespect to them at all. Both legends. Like, I was a big Kobe Bryant fan. I still be listening to Michael Jackson. Rest in peace. But here's my point. If people that famous end up being forgotten, what makes you think you won't be? The truth is, we worry so much about what people think about us in this life, when they're just gonna forget about us a couple days after we die. It might sound harsh, but it's just the truth. The fact of the matter is, when we die, the people close to us are gonna grieve, they're gonna be sad, they're gonna mourn, but most of everybody else who knew about you will hear about the news, and they might be sad for a day, maybe 2, maybe 3 at the very most, and then they're just gonna move on with their life. And God warned us about this, man. The Bible says this life is a vapor. It's like the morning fog. It's here today and gone tomorrow. God told us we should not live to please anyone except Him. Because the truth is, people will forget about us. But you know who won't? God. But people spend so much of their life worrying about what people think about them. But when you finally accept the fact that people don't care about you as much as you think they do, people aren't thinking about you as much as you think they are, you set yourself free from the chains of living for approval.
Yep.
You stop living for applause. You stop living for attention. You stop trying to be known by this world, and you realize that you're already known by God. And that's the only thing that matters in this life. And isn't it crazy that no matter who you are, we all die someday. The only thing that's certain in this life is death. And the only one who can save you is Jesus. And the only thing I have left to say in this video.
That's sinking. We are out here, ladies and gentlemen, trying to please people. And the only entity that we should be pleasing is God. The only entity that will never forget us. When you're in the darkness and you're lonely, God. I have a friend, you know, and trust me, I love her to death. Trust me. She knows that. But she went through a period where the only entity she could turn to is God. Nobody else could help her in that moment. And it gave her perspective. You hear what I said? Nobody else could help her but God. So true. And I think that we all, at some point in our lives, go through something that have us come to that realization. Trust me. But here we go.
You have to watch this.
God allows attacks from your haters, then blesses you greatly to silence them.
Ooh.
So when you walk in obedience to Jesus in holiness and righteousness, you'll have fake Christians and others who will be jealous and hate you greatly. God doesn't stop.
Hey. You see, when I heard this, I think of my mother. Mighty God. God will allow your haters. When I heard this clip, I send it to my mother at the same time.
You have to watch this.
God allows attacks from your haters, then blesses you greatly.
God allows attacks. What are you doing, Ryan? God allows your haters to attack you and then blesses you greatly. The first person that came to my mind was my mother. Who knows? There might be someone listening to me right now that know me and know my mother. And them are a hater. Monica, what's going on? And they are the ones that this don't hit. But so it go. I'm telling you. When I heard this, my mother was the first person that came to my mind. I have witnessed my poor mother don't trouble nobody. And I have witnessed and I've heard people slander my mother's name. You understand? Slander. When I say slander, I mean high forms of defamation, total lies for diminish and destroy our good character. You understand? And, you know, they don't understand that. God allow them to do that. Just to bless my mother greatly and show them up. You understand? You know, I love say embarrassing. They need some milk. That's the moment right there. You see, you can't violate God people and there's no consequences. God is a very protective God. You see what I deal with? So, yeah. When I go through some things, don't question it. There's a method to the madness.
To silence them.
Yes.
So when you walk in obedience to Jesus in holiness and righteousness, you'll have fake Christians and others who will be jealous and hate you greatly. God doesn't stop your haters from making false accusations and lies about you to others. God allows them to even publicly try to defame and slander you,
Yes.
causing you oftentimes to feel fear and persecution, so that you must use your faith to overcome and trust in God. It's because later God will promote and bless you greatly in the presence of your haters and for all to see, in order to silence them, bring them to humiliation in order to humble themselves.
God prepares that table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen. I got the scripture that come to my mind when the man said that a while ago.
The more you have remained silent in the midst of their attacks and trusted the Lord, then the more God will bless you with increases in your faith, wisdom, blessings, financial increases, and more influence and anointing than you ever thought possible. One of the purposes is to try and get your haters to repent and humble themselves from their pride and sin and get delivered from their demons. Remember about Daniel. He was set up by his haters when he continued to pray to God and had to endure a night with the lions in the lion's den, but he was protected. And then those who ended up betraying him were thrown into the lion's den and they died. Remember, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego had to go into the fire, but God then protected them.
Yep.
Remember when Haman planned to kill thousands of Jews, including Mordecai, but then the Lord exposed the plans and protected Mordecai and the Jews from total annihilation. Then Mordecai was not just protected from dying, but was given Haman's palatial estate and rewarded greatly with being blessed and put into the highest position under the king. And all of Mordecai's haters lost their lives. 1 Peter chapter 3, verses 13 through 18 says, "And who is he who will harm you if you become followers of what is good? But even if you should suffer for righteousness' sake, you are blessed. And do not be afraid of their threats, nor be troubled, but sanctify the Lord God in your hearts, and always be ready to give a defense to everyone who asks you for a reason for the hope that is in you, with meekness and fear, having a good conscience, that when they defame you as evildoers, those who revel your good conduct in Christ may be ashamed. For it's better if it's the will of God to suffer for doing good than for doing evil.
Yes.
For Christ also suffered once for sins."
You have
Hey,
to.
man, listen, man. Hey, told you this was a different type of show today. You know what I'm saying? I told you this was a different type of show today. Yep.
Hi, so in today's video, we're going to continue to go through.
Easy, mama. Easy. No worry yourself. We done deal with that from last night. Next. That Virginia. Whoa, that's so much of them? Man, wait a minute.
God warned you about this.
Oh yeah, I got that gun 030. Moving on to the next. Alright. Serious message, listen up people. Now listen up.
Let's talk about the conditions of some of these hospitals when I say people forgot have pitnina. And when they're telling you to go have children, believe me, they're not talking to rich people or poor people, them attack. Because ever since Andrew Wallace himself have two pitney. Two pitney have.
Two dege.
You understand that? Our poor people, them are sent people breed up.
Yes.
And I say that unapologetically. Anyone who can come from my neck anytime when I feel like I'm if we don't know. The only thing I can do is kill me. I talk all the while. The only thing I can do is send on a bad man friend them come kill me. I want to find something to lock me up for. And Jamaican people remember say Jamaica and a criminal. The only thing I ever do is piss on the roadside even know what then.
Well, I know.
Let's start.
Yo, Marie, that you. Yo, I first never see man come out so strong. People follow him on TikTok. Ija _ Mikey. So that's IJAH _ MAAKIE 777. Only supposed to know that you because I'm very popular and he's an artist too, you know. He's an artist who come from St. Ann. I live at St. Ann. Because me him talk about St. Ann and they have one thing at St. Ann. A meet and greet thing and so, you know. So, make we hear what him say. Andrew will stir up your hands, boy, I tell you.
conditions of some of these hospitals when I say people for go have pitney now. And when they're telling you to go have children, believe me, they're not talking to rich people, or poor people, they might talk.
True.
Because ever since Andrew Wallace himself have two pitney. Two pitney have.
So,
You understand that? Poor people, they must send people breed up. And I say that unapologetically. Anyone who can come from my neck anytime when I feel like
No,
if we don't know,
true.
the only thing I can do is kill me. I talk all the while. The only thing I can do is send on a bad man friend them come kill me. I want to find something to lock me up for. And Jamaican people remember say Jamaica no criminal. The only thing me ever do is piss on the roadside if you know what I mean. You understand me? But ever since rich people now have the bag of pitney.
True.
So who could they be talking?
exactly.
You know what I'm happy about?
Hey, and him absolutely right, because Andrew Wallace was specific, in an argument when he did make, He was talking about the workforce. You think the rich people are breed up for them if you work in a regular workforce? Are we the poor people in matter if you go breed up so they can have more people in the workforce? So they can be the mule for the system. So they can pay on the tax them when them same one are going to use and abuse. You never know. That's why I'm telling you, you see, people when they have no sense, and then at this political thing, me and Andre said last night, we need to get more involved in our politics. Because, and I agree with him, and I have said that I was one of them that, always not into the politics and never into the news and them something there. All of us have an equal responsibility to be advocates for change that we want to see in our community, in our country. If you believe because it's not happening to you now that it means it's not going to happen, boy, I am very, very sorry for you. You are sadly mistaken. The Bible says, he that is without vision will perish. You understand? And I'm telling you, there's a lot of you that will perish because of lack of vision, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of you out there will think, so, because it's not happening to me, that means, hey, me not to worry myself, me not to concern myself, that none of my business, let me leave that alone. You understand? No, it don't work like that. It shouldn't work like that, and you shouldn't think like that.
I'm happy Jamaican people are wise enough. We just want to know wise up and unite and realize that the fight is not against each other. It's not against the people. It's against the two snake them where they are the head. We are making to go against each other. While which politician ever is a shoot after a politician? Which opposition leader ever is a shoot after the other one?
Now, in terms of Jamaica, where am I going to say right there? So now, let me say. I understand what he's saying, but that part I really relate to Mark Golding. Mark Golding has never incited the Jamaican people to violently go against the labor right them. I've never gotten that from him. I've seen it from Andrew Jonas. Andrew Jonas has told people to go out and protest against a peaceful protest. I want all labor right to protest in their thing and protesting that and protesting that. I've never seen Mark Golding do that. As a matter of fact, I've seen him do the opposite. I've seen Mark Golding not keep a meeting because he didn't want to put a clash between political supporters. Alright? As a responsible leader, right? Not looking at just color alone. He wanted to make sure that he protected every citizen of the country. So he was the responsible one. And some people might say, some people might look at Mark Golding saying weak. No. It's wisdom. It's wisdom, ladies and gentlemen. The man is wise enough to say, no, the responsible thing to do is not put any of our citizens in danger. So I'll keep my meeting another day. Let Andrew have it. And that's exactly what he did. So the part of what I'm going to say now, it don't really apply to Mark Golding. Let's continue.
No, people them always get to kill the other side. When Mandy them and Siaga them did the back in ideas, Bucky Marshall them the whole of them. Sandokan them the whole of them. No politician any that work for. Where they get their funding from? They always set us against each other. PNP, JLP. Always keep one green a kill orange. Orange a kill green. You never hear said PJ shoot after Bruce Golding. You never hear Andrew Waller shoot after Mark Golding. You never hear Siaga the shoot after Michael.
And the point where I agree with him. You understand? Me agree with the point of setting us against each other. We can have disagreements where politics is concerned, but it should never lead to you harming the next person because of their political views. It should never lead to that. It should never, ever lead to that, ladies and gentlemen. So that's the point we make, really. And him right about in the past with Siaga and them, him right about that. That was a very dangerous time politically. You understand? Him right about that.
You never see that happen. These people do not fight against each other. They use you as the pawn. You need to stop and have sense.
True.
It is 2026. Them bullshit they need to stop.
Facts.
You understand me? I you need to unite as people.
Yes.
You need to stop all certain nonsense we happening in the country. The Chinese them come and with everything. You understand me? I deal with the Indian, them are the same thing. Them they are enough to. If I ever go in a better pray to God, so I don't want to become politician one day, you know. On fit for no, so I go back to school. Go, me young, you know. Me know, you know. Me young, you know. Me have whole heap of time to go back to school.
Me not young still, but you don't know why me go to school for turn politician. Me can't tell you that. Whereas like how people that tell me say, boy, they need to represent me. If they ever let me through the gate, I me turn leader of the People's National Party. Me say, dog, nyam some people supper. Me I state my intention from now. Me I clean up Jamaica. Nobody not safe. Anybody we a criminal, me sorry for you. You hear what I said? Me sorry for you. I mean, I talk about me I take on life when I go face the full length of the judiciary. You understand? And no matter not taking a life, you will be reformed. Whether you like it or not, you will be reformed. Trust and believe me, you will be reformed. If me have to get the pastor them for reform, you know, with the hand of God, or we have to use what you call it now, means where hard labor for reform, you know, you will be reformed. Or if me have to use both, you will be reformed. We not tolerate no criminality in our country. You hear what me say? We will not tolerate any criminality in the country. And we have to make sure so we hold the government official them to a higher standard. For them punishment are go greater. If they ever involved in a no skullduggery, Jamaica, I'm telling you, the punishment is going to be so great, they won't even want to think about to do it. Don't bother let me through the gate. I'm sorry. Hey, let me tell you something.
You understand what I did? I better pray to God, so I'm not become Prime Minister one day. The other service somehow. You see, I don't know where. The first thing I do, I want to add it for the whole now. And if I say anyone who never take a dollar and buy even a box food out of taxpayer money, you go to prison to the spot. Remember me telling you because that's where thieves go.
What do you mean?
That's where thieves go. Yeah? That's where criminals go. Your thief, you're a criminal.
Yes.
That's where you go. Me ever find someone in collusion with no criminal prison. You want to be friends with criminal, you're a criminal to the worst one is about the thief.
That is it.
Me ever find out someone homosexual prison. Homosexuality is illegal, punishable well.
Mighty God, you know, so that one they kind of rough. That one they kind of rough, you know. Yeah, JAMAICA, we don't know what that one is still. Under the law, yes, but we want to take it so far still. When I make a church deal with them. Yeah, man, when I make a apostle then deal with them. We want to take it so far. We're not telling a lie. I wouldn't take it that far. You know what I would, you know what I would, Wagwan Patrick, big up yourself, my brethren. From the beautiful hills of Brandal in St. Andrew. Big up yourself, my general. Always good to see you. See, we want to take it so far still. What I would do is anybody that tries to coerce our children into sexual deviant lifestyle and put it on them, yo, you're gonna face hard time in a prison. You might get life. May I tell you that anybody will try to teach you pity them sexual immorality. Whether you teach them say them start of intercourse too early and you are adult, you get life in a prison. So even if it's a heterosexual, if you molest the pitney them, you get life in a prison. If you try to turn them into lesbian or this, you got life in a prison. Any type of sexual immorality, you try to teach you them life in a prison. Hard labor. Hard labor. Yes, man. We have to get that the demon there out of you, man. I forget that the demon there out of you. How can you see a child, right? I want to teach a child sexual immorality. How dare you? How dare you? Under my government, the children would be protected, would be like the highest protected citizen outside of an elder. A society is graded by how well they treat their elders and their children. You hear what I said? And the most vulnerable. Even people that have what you call it? Disabilities. Yes. Those are the people that are supposed to be most protected. Our women, listen me man. Me not even talk about women. It wouldn't normal. No, I am not going to have the ladies abuse their power and, you know, wrongfully accuse men. And you see a woman with the jacket, life in a prison. If you knowingly give a man jacket, life in a prison. Yeah, man. As a matter of fact, you now get life because you are going to do it. Prevention better than cure. You have to do a DNA test. Every single birth, mandatory DNA test. So you see this gibbon business, we have cut that out. Because that destroy man life. Uno is wicked. Uno is wicked. All I want to wear give man jacket on are wicked. I pray someone repent. Because God alone can save you. Uno are wicked. Uno give a man a pitney. Uno know say you feel him. And make him take care of the pitney and you. Right? For your rest of your life as a faithful man. Knowing say you feel him. Uno what kind of emotional damage in the cause. Zine. And then now you see, these type of men now will go through this now. A lot of them get violent with the women them in these cases, you know, and often take them life, you know. It's a nasty cycle where we need to eliminate out of the society. We don't need one thing leading to the next. So here we go on. Mandatory DNA test. We are cut out all, as a matter of fact, if you know is so creative enough to have people you know, manipulate the DNA test. Let me tell you something. The punishment for those who even attempt to do that under my government would be even more severe. No one even talk the punishment to do this. Hey, let me tell you, know me be Prime Minister. I tell you that right. It's not going to man. It's not going to man, Jamaica. Yo, let me stop talking, man. It's not going to man. It's not going to man right now. You know what's going on my mind here? Remember,
10 years in prison with all labor, that's a felony.
Yeah.
We don't allow all kind of nonsense and every type of devilish behavior in another country, and if me ever going there one day, I'm sorry for you all around, you better praise the dead before that ever happen here. Yes, I'm sorry for you. Yes, them like a robbing and them like a stealing, like a body who don't have a job and them have to stop.
Yeah.
It's like a division thing where people have to stop. The whole of them things you have to stop. You no better pray to God so one day I JAMAICA will become Prime Minister of Jamaica. Remember me telling you that, yeah? You no better pray so I never have no aspiration to become nothing like that. There are two things but tell Jamaica say they happy for me, you know. Two things. So I never want to become a politician and no Prime Minister and something else I won't say it on camera. Two things. Police them need to get more money to as a matter of fact. People tired of police out there. Yeah man, I'm going to bust this morning.
Yeah man, me been said that. The police them, with the job them, what the police them supposed to do for us as a society and the soldier them not supposed to be wanting for anything. Teachers the same, nurses, doctors, they're not supposed to be wanting for anything. They're supposed to live a proper, secure lifestyle because of just them profession alone and the service so them have to give. I strongly believe in that. So you see, it's a setup though, you know. You see, me, would I make sure so them taken care of, you know. So you see, when them go off real and be corrupt, it punishment now gonna for them punishment that go different from everybody else. On a higher level. for them punishment is going to, and them are going to know because it's against the law. For them, if me as a prime minister, our country, have a police, a superintendent, right? I get caught with cocaine. Ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't want to tell you the level of punishment that I would make sure the law extends to an individual like that. You have betrayed the trust of the entire, and put our children and our people at risk for erode the entire society. Yo, a treason you're committing. Yo, hey, let me stop talking, man. Yo.
People tired of police out there, that's
Yo.
no left and right. And I take money from we for let we go for some minor infractions, we could have just let we go and go on. They need more money. The teacher them a walk off of their job and they want to go back and work because what they have to face at work, it's not compensating for what they have to go through, the mental trauma they have to go through with these children, with them big 50-year-old picnic away in a class. Because a big man and a big woman them. He come like a president there on a daily basis. The nurses them need more money too. And we need beds in the hospital. Somebody talked to somebody this morning, one of my friends this morning, her father sick. And I care her father have to sleep in the hospital. No bed, no did it. Come on now.
Oh my God. Jamaica. And Christopher Tufton is allowed to still reign as Minister of Death. Eh? With all of these issues? Mighty God.
Man, we're not getting about $1 billion for content creation. Now when people talk economic like no sense, and attack people, education and background, like people that see what going and people are fool. When they realize that you're right, when these people realize that you're right, because they will never get out of the mindset that they have, and I have tried with these people. Me try and me talk to some of them. They will never get out of the mindset that they're in to say that, oh gosh, we see what going on with the people. And me could try. They're not business.
True, man.
These people can afford a nice vehicle, their salary is good, they're living nice, their family is comfortable, except for the fact that they might have some problem with their wife and their husband. We don't know themselves. Every single one I know. We are getting a beating, regular beating, and we don't know themselves, man.
Mighty
How
God.
we inflict the beating too. You say, I don't know, never become prime minister and go and preach like any other man. No prime minister. No, not prime minister, politician. No prime minister should be exempt from going to prison. See a man got 2 years, a man get a prison at the end of 2 years, you know. 2 years. I do not say I understand everything about the law, but I got that. As a matter of fact, if God come down and come tell me, say, yo, if God they come down and tell me, say, yeah man, I JAMAICA, I true to my talk, man, I really, that for true at the time. You understand what I say? Man, he never really want to do it and get provoked and him do things. If someone ever provoke me, I'm shoot them and kill them, me gonna put them never see a daylight again.
I think that's Mr. Silvera case I talk about, you know. But what if I things to that case there? What if I things to that case there? You know what I mean? But on the surface of it, I understand the understanding position, you know what I mean? In our real life. Yeah, I mean, the politician them forgot, brother. The man if get full force and law when they do wrong. I think they should be punished even more. Just because of their position. That is my position. That is my position. Politicians should be punished more because of their position. And their responsibility. Yes. Live access removed. How would you write this? Your access to live across all channels, including multi-guests. What? Understand why is this live goes against together not promote conflict. We don't allow threats, glorifying violence, promoting crime. So who the hell was promoting crimes? Brother, what kind of madness this, man? Yo, TikTok. You know, I'm going to avoid TikTok. I'm going to avoid TikTok. Because I can put up my video them and promote me YouTube over there. But I'm going to avoid going live over TikTok. That's wild. You man, they say me I promote violence. What kind of foolishness is that? Let me see. Something here, so. First warning. What the box? You know what? To hell with TikTok, yeah, man. Anyway.
Me never see a daylight again if I did me that. Nobody can tell me same status now have something to do with it. You figure out prison just like anybody else, my brother. You're a criminal. That's one of the most atrocious type crime that can commit, taking another person's life.
True.
Unless it's two different Jamaica we have, and when you go home back Jamaica, you think some I got to talk to every day? We not talk about Rasta this and Rasta that, on the depend Rasta case, so Rasta for save on up. We not talk about Christian and pastor and church, and we not try to save on yourself down here. John never tell in a revelation said the rock are going to run for hiding place. You have to run to the rock and it run for hiding place. So nobody not come for save you, you have to stand up and save yourself.
True.
And people are trying to know ways and avenues over for sure and say, yo, what do we have to do it? None of them have explored, none of them. I'm telling the people, they don't care. How do you have to do it on own? A democratic country, now using the democracy, no, man. Put down the friggin' entertainment, man. Vibes cartel music, stay over this for a while. I know you place that right now, Joy. Listen to it right there, when they don't come over here to see what's part of the thing I make a deal with that, man. Left the music over there a little bit. And you notice that my show, me not put the artist that I'm going to perform there? Do you notice that I don't put the artists that are going to perform at my show? You know why? Because I want it to remain an educational event. I want to focus on the educational value of the event, the cultural value of the event, the unity value of the event, and not the entertainment. I don't want nobody look at the poster and say, oh, the artist that go do this, so me I go. I don't want to come for the artists, I want to come for the learn, or for unite as Jamaicans. And stand firm in this, so now wobble, big time. Big time. When you stop accept the goat and the hug them and the little cars go on taxi. If you vote for your man. Yeah, idiot. But if you have sense, Virgin.
True.
Stop let them swing with nice talk. It's their gift. It's called the gift for gab. Me have it, it's just that me not use it for the wrong reasons. I have persuasive speaking as well. I just don't use it for the wrong things. You understand me? I give it. Stop let these people in a jacket and tie on up, take on off idiot. They know exactly what they're doing. Them love when you're in the stupid state. Do you notice that when it's election time and them have rally, that should be one of the most quiet and pragmatic moment in our country. Nice music, horn, artists come perform. You cannot hear nothing that these people are saying. As they say one sentence, you hear the horn and the whole bag of nice. But it should be one of the most pragmatic meeting in our country. What are they telling you? They know that them can catch you with entertainment. That's all they need. Come out of that bullshit.
No, I'm right about that, you know. The people them have to hold themselves to a higher standard. You understand? A lot of them, not say all politicians, a lot of them abuse that particular the entertainment side. A lot of them abuse it, you know, political gimmickry and stuff like that, to be honest with you. But I have observed some differences. Lilith, what's up, Lilith? I have observed some differences. Many a times I have seen, you know, there's a new wave of politicians that have come out under the People's National Party. It's not really about the music, it's about the message. It's a serious message. A whole heap of time say Dr. Dayton Campbell tell him man, say, yo, watch out, ease off for the music. Make the people them hear what me I say. A whole heap of time I say that. And I'm not him alone. I just, you understand? One of them will come to my mind. When I look at a man like Dr. Alfred Dawes, I'm one of them too. Him in a music thing like that, you know. You understand? Him, yo, a certain topic when come to health and them something and him attack. Yo man, ease off for music, make the people them hear what me I say. You feel me I deal with? Yeah, no joke about it. So, but I can't disagree with a lot of the things where I say. You understand? I just look at things more than tweet. But you might want the man them come like my brother. My brother not really see no difference between the party them, you know. My brother, you know, I have a brother. My brother not really see difference between the party them. You see, ultimately, not really see any. Me, the different. I see the difference. You understand? Some people might say, if there's any difference, and a major difference, a difference is a difference. You understand? Is there some things that I would love to see them get more, what I say now, rigorous and serious span? Of course, most definitely. Most definitely. I understand. But yeah, again, it's all about what the people them want, yeah, man. The will of the people them, how them have to exercise. So us at the end of the day, us sitting down and not voting, as me say, the people them gonna vote just as bad as the people them vote with Andrew Honest. The people them sit down and don't vote is just as bad as the people them vote with Andrew Honest. Straight up and down. You have to get involved. You don't have to get involved in a fight, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to get involved in the fight. Have to let your voices be heard.
Die-hearted thing is nonsense. It's what's destroying, you know. That's why man can't come now and tell us if you have more pitney. Yesterday, the economy is not there where people want to have more pitney. If you can have more pitney right now, a problem that. A problem that. And nobody's blaming government for everything, you know, because we the people have to bear something, you know, because some of we have some really that, you know.
Yes.
Some of we don't have sense.
Yes.
Youth. And
John.
you see some of their music, yeah? If I ever become Prime Minister one day, they have to be legal. There's no way murder and scamming and all these things can be commercialized with brothers and sisters. One of them done.
True.
But no better than that, my black brothers and sisters. Rise up, man.
True.
We used to be kings and queens. Now we are bitches and dogs.
True.
Yeah? When we reach us, when we reach us, tell me.
True.
And you need to rise up in the mighty people. But on want everything that is positive for you, no one dash you one side, you know.
Yeah.
People tell me about Marcus Garvey, no laugh, you know. Laugh, no laugh,
Talk shoot the man.
But you still know we smart with the politician and we are taking off idiot. Skin teeth with them. On a guard, you know. We need to come back.
Yeah, man, that's true, man.
If you believe in that one, I say you can attend the Caesar Unity event. If not, then you feel up.
Caesar Unity event is May 16, 2026, 12 p.m. Early bird tickets US $85. St. Ann, Jamaica private location. Details provided after ticket purchase. So you can get tickets on xtickets.com. That's a website, right? All inclusive is 100 US. Limited capacity, only 1,500 spots. So only 1,500 people can hold. Caesar Unity is a cultural event experience of learning, connection, and growth. No politics, just unity. Why attend? Gain insight from respective community leaders and creatives. Immerse yourself in culture, food, and live performance. Build a meaningful connection with influencers and change makers. You know, so may I endorse the event there? Yeah, man, may I endorse the event there? Yeah, may I endorse the event there? I'm gonna endorse this event. I'm gonna post up this video with my commentary, and I'm gonna endorse this event. No look at joke. Big up the Virginia JAMAICA. Now endorse the event there. And it's not necessarily because me know in position, but me can hear the heart of the man. The heart of the man who wants to see righteousness, and you know, Jamaica are operating in a certain type of manner, clean. And me can see a man, and a man talk about Marcus Garvey, and the right move that brother, I'm not telling no lie. Marcus Garvey are the right move. Yeah man, Marcus Garvey are definitely the right move, people. You feel me I say? Andrea, what's up? What you doing?
What me I say? Stay offended. That's why I said it. You are exactly the type of person me I try to reach out to. For you change your mindset. And realize that no change is gonna be made unless we demand some changes.
Yes.
And everything is not all bad. No, I did not say that. There are a lot of things that's going well. But it could be better.
True, man.
Could be better. There's no secret ingredient to become a very good politician. The only thing you need to have is care for the people. That's all. Jamaican people, wise up. You understand what I'm saying? Wise up. Nobody no jacket and tie is coming to save you. You have to save yourself.
That is it. Big up JAMAICA, me I tell you boy, brethren. Me have to endorse that one day, brother. Me have to endorse that one day. No joke about it. No joke about 8. Zane. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I put out a video earlier which I'm going to examine right now because, man, I tell you, Mr. Apostle Peter Chambers was so on point, ladies and gentlemen. The man, I don't think people really listen to Apostle, you know. You're okay, that's wonderful. I don't think people really listen to the Apostle. But let's get into it.
Seen how their sons and Elijah, Peter Chambers, once more with a pounding word, hallelujah, a harsh one, and also an intriguing one. And my topic this morning, my story,
put behind bars for speaking, thus said the Lord.
And my theme, born to win, hallelujah, winning constantly, regardless of your assumption, your approval, your disrespect, I'm always winning. And I thank God for placing me in the position to win at all costs. We hear the cry of many mothers in Jamaica about their sons being murdered under the cover of the laws of Jamaica through the JCF, demanded by the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Out of his own mouth, he declared he will send you to the judge or your maker, which means our constitutional rights is taken from the nation. More and more policemen and women are coming out abusing our citizens. How long shall we live with this abuse, with this dictatorship, with this tyranny?
How long, Jamaica? This was June 1st, 2025, you know. See, this was June 1st, 2025. Come on. What the hell? Sure. Something does a kick us up. This was June 1st, 2025 that this video was put out. Listen to him, man, I say, how long shall we get abused by this dictatorship? Ladies and gentlemen, when you realize that Andrew Owens have a defense, a ministry of defense, when you realize that, do you guys think that Andrew Owens is going to militarize this country? Because militarization of the country, you know, would mean a dictatorship. A militarization of this country under Andrew Owens would be a dictatorship. No question about it. Yeah, man, you're gonna see more high levels of abuse. You guys remember when I played the tape of the apostle, Jeffrey Shuttleworth, and he spoke about the problems that is going to happen in the police force because the good police them is not going to conform to the agenda that they have coming in. There's going to be conflict. So you see, the rogue police them, we are work for this government. Yeah? Because I remember saying Andrew Jones as the Minister of Security all walk on, you know. Or his strong is just a puppet. Or just a face. Everything go through Andrew. Him are the man. Anytime the JCF a win and them are do well, him a see come talk. You know, see the commissioner not even nobody. Andrew Jones run the whole force. As far as what me see. Him are the man. That is my opinion based off of the actions of the Prime Minister with me sit on the ground. Yeah, man, I'm entitled to my opinion, man. You understand? Yes. You can't say my mother, you can't say anything you don't want to say. But that me see. I don't know if you see it, but that me see. I might be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I really don't. But let's continue.
In the traffic department, is getting blatant with the abuse of citizens. The hungry belly laborites don't have a problem with the abuse until it comes right at their door.
Talk up no pastor. Talk up no. The other day, in a certain community in a Montego Bay, when the local youth is dead. No one, they never say one JLP community. And you see labor them a ball out. I never know till afterwards and I never business. I just want to say justice for the youth. And I still say the same thing. Right? Justice for the family there. But labor right I listen to Uno. Uno no come out and ball out until it start happening to Uno. Uno must stop it here. Because if you don't stop it, I am guaranteeing you see we will come over. More and more on the community are going to face them type of thing. Because when other people when a ball out and a mourn, you never stand in solidarity with them because of the die hearted. And the same thing I Jamaica talked about a while ago. I Jamaica talked about a while ago. Right? You make this thing, you take this thing too far, Virgin. You take this thing too far. This die hearted foolishness. I'm not die hearted nothing, but I could never be a laborer. Based off of history at JLP. You understand? And me ready. Me ready to support an independent party if they make sense. And them do the right thing. Me ready to support any independent party if them do the right thing for the country. You hear what I say? So I'm not die-hearted, but we can't tell you that categorically. Bolo VNR not die-hearted to no party. None. Once you do the right thing, me endorse it, General. That is it. Period. Simple. Point blank. So you need to stop them thing there. It's going to get worse, Paolo.
The cry of one mother who expresses that the policemen and women came to her home and murdered her son cold-blooded. How long will we hear the cry of our mothers and keep
silent,
our ears closed?
Yes.
The mother cried bitterly that 3 shots were rang out, and they said that it was a shootout. So how can you have 3 rapid shots and that is a shootout? How long will we hear the cry of our mothers and keep our ears closed? Jamaicans are still under slavery under this present government. It bring tears to my eyes when I hear the mothers cry out on social media, expressing how their sons and daughters are murdered by the JCF and JDF. When I told the nation that this leader is building a security force against the citizens, the hungry belly laborites came on social media, bullying persons who speak out against his dictatorship and corruption. For 9 years under this present government, they expose they are corrupt, dishonest government. What did the scripture says? Be sure your sin shall find you out. You are talking about propaganda for 9 years. Corruptions upon corruptions. And you keep defending yourselves, saying that you are not in corruption and that the opposing party and the people that supports the PNP, they are coming with propaganda. So why are you covering your sins? Be sure your sin shall find you out.
Basically, if you're not doing anything wrong, what bag a gag order for? Where bag a hide and go seek and not put out the evidence? Where's the Crow report? Where's the FinSac report? Where's the SSL report? Where's all these reports, ladies and gentlemen?
For 9 years under this present government, they expose they are corrupt and dishonest government. You evil one says it's propaganda. Yet every day a new scandal pop up against your corrupt government. Dennis Chang, the incoming Financial Investigation Division.
Hold on the people, give me a second.
the chief technical director has been assigned police protection following threats and undue pressure for him not to assume the role. So you want to put back this man, and then you came out saying that he's under death threat, that he needs police protection. You need Jesus, man. You need blood coverage and protection. You need coverage like me. Hallelujah. The Lord spoke to me. The guns that were found were sent to cause political war.
You remember about them when they find a warehouse? Or now they can't tell who own the warehouse. And none of them something there. When they find in a JLP community, it will talk about.
When the nation removed the present leader, the JLP bloggers have been...
The JLP constituency. Yeah. You remember that? Okay. The bag of gun them? Yeah, man. You remember the bag of pipe bomb them when them did fine to Jamaica? You remember these things? Before the election? You remember the bag of pipe bomb them when they did fine? One bag of explosive and one bag of gun when they did fine. You remember? And they never disclose who own the establishment. Yeah, man, and them something they man I talk about.
Making political war against jesters, political jesters. War against those who vote out the bro devil. The nation is sick and tired of this dictatorship government. The great cry is called the election. Call the election. So you said that the people keep bringing propaganda against you for 9 years. Railroad, the educational department, money was robbed. And many other department. There's another one from Spanish Town, I can't remember his name. He was in another corruption and others. And you keep covering. But the Bible said, be sure your sin shall find you out. How long will you be hiding and pretending that you're not corrupt? This is the most corrupt government or leader.
Facts.
Yes, all odds are against this present government. And regardless of how they are crying out, third term. It doesn't seem third term is going to come their way.
No, the apostle never said that third term is not going to come their way now. He said it doesn't seem that third term is going to come their way. And he never said that it's a thus saith the Lord. That was the apostle's opinion. Everything the apostle says is not prophecy, you know. Me tell you, enough of them people and listen to the let's continue. Listen to what you say afterwards.
Because more young people are crying out. More mothers and fathers, guardians, parents are crying out of the police abuse. We have never seen this type of dictatorship in Jamaica.
Never.
Neither from Bruce Golden, neither
Nobody
TJ Patterson, Portia Simpson.
None of them.
Eddie Seaga when he was alive.
Not even Eddie Seaga.
Michael Manley, none of them.
None of them.
This nature.
Wickedest prime minister.
And I want to ask the leader of Jamaica. You are crying out third term, along with your hungry belly labor rights, your followers who doesn't care what you do with the citizens of this land. Because if Mark Golan was in leadership, doing the very thing that you're doing, he has to go. It is a must that he has to go. It's bag and go.
Facts.
But the question I want to ask the Honorable Mark Golan, everyone wants desire for you to take up office. What change do you have? We know the nature of the PNP. They are more for the poor, but the question is the biblical principles that this present government has ruled out of the political space. Are you willing, when you get in, to investigate all the errors that this present government had done and reinstall the laws, put back the laws that govern Jamaica for decades?
Yes.
Because he's saying, along with his followers, nothing is wrong with what is happening. Minister Dalvaz came out saying about Chichiman and sending a warning to the fishery territory. While in the very cabinet,
Yes.
there are fishes.
Yes.
In the very cabinet that he's in.
Yes.
Presently, there's one with tongue ring in my mouth. I don't even take it out.
How that?
Because somehow, the people of...
Who have tongue ring in their mouth in a jail? How that? Mighty God.
Jamaica's been bashing him. So I presume he had removed that tongue ring. But...
Oh, so somebody did he? Is that he? How would the backside of one? Jamaica, somebody in the comment section can tell me who did have tongue ring in a mouth as a man. When somebody say who? Antonio, mighty God. That's what they call him. Okay. Oh! Okay.
In the very cabinet that he's in.
Yes.
Presently, there's one with tongue ring in my mouth. I don't know if he take it out.
Mighty
because somehow, the people of Jamaica has been bashing him.
Wow.
So I presume he had removed that tongue ring. But
it's same. Somebody want to talk about them voting back in, or did they steal the election? How you go? So the Jamaican people don't have no problem with a man have a tongue ring in their mouth. Jamaica change, man. Jamaica change. Jamaica has changed. Them no problem. No problem not did they. Then if problem did they. You understand what I say? Something would have gone on true. Something would have gone. He couldn't vote. He couldn't get voted back in if problem did there. No, me not see that. Me can't see that. There's no problem. Jamaica no problem. Yeah man, Jamaica no problem. Okay? Yeah, so we are going right now. But we in a problem and we don't know it cause, man, I tell you. Gotta go show us that there's a problem. But anyway, moving on.
Not normal for a man. When you see a tongue ring in a woman's mouth, you can understand that we're not giving the women legal rights.
No.
But for a man, something not right.
Something not right.
So, Mr. Darrell Vaz coming out singing about Chichi Man. Listen, them...
You know, say Darrell Vaz, all our main leadership them in a Jamaica Labour Party, the main leadership, the head them, you name them, are the most, these guys are supremely hypocritical, you know. When me tell you say the man they lie. Yo, lying is an art, bro. For them man, they take lying like, you know, what masterpiece can I make today? I saw them man they lie. Them man they try to outdo the lie when they do it last time that was a masterpiece. They try to improve upon their lie every day. And they skill here, man.
Cabinet, they are the very people who signed the Samoa law.
Yes.
You are the very people who took the money from Canada and America.
Yes.
To push the Chichi Man.
Yes, that is true.
Law in the land.
That is true.
So why are you singing against it?
When
you are the ones who uphold,
exactly.
You are the ones who are in agreement.
Yes.
Because it is since this government came in.
And that's why they were trying to change the constitution. But woe be unto them. God have a surprise to them, you see. Not this country. Only notice, I won't want to listen to the other night. Yes, last night I was live. Guys, if you watch my live replay them, because I put out some solid lives, you know. Last night I commentate on Colin Bell's show with the interview with Andre Arton. Andre Arton said, you notice that Jamaica the only country that don't have red or white or blue in its flag color. Only country Jamaica in the world. Check the flag them. No, let me see. You know, for only country in the world, but most of the flag them have white tonight. If I even white, they have in it. Most of the flag them have blue, most of the flag them have red. Jamaica one of the only country, if not the only country in the world that does not have any of those colors in it. I don't think that's coincidence. I really don't think that is a coincidence. That country are marked for many different reasons. There's a divine marking upon that country. Who is that? Petra, how you doing? Big up yourself. How you doing this Thursday? Hope all is well with you and your family now. People, make sure to pray for we comrade Janet. She lost 2 uncles very, very hard. You know, she was, I don't know if she's in the bushes right now, but Janet, you're in my thoughts. Love you, my sister. You know what I mean? Make sure you just, you know, like I said last night, you have to lean for the most of you, man. And you are the comforter. You understand? No joke. We say, cutting up some cabbage to steam. What you mean? Steam cabbage? Man. Let's continue.
The ones who are in agreement. Because it is since this government came in, the transgender,
yes,
the fishery came into Jamaica, even into the school, they are forcing our children,
yes,
to become transgender,
that's a fact,
to become fishery, to go into
that is a fact,
fishery, undersides.
Yes.
No other government has ruled out the laws of God, but this present government.
Yes.
So I question even Bishop Delford Davis.
Mighty God.
You say you're praying to God for divine favor. Yet under the rulership of Andrew Holiness, he ruled out most of the laws from the Bible out of the political space. Yet you are the ones supporting him and saying you pray praying for him. Listen, I know the God that I serve does not entertain unrighteousness. The Bible said a man should not lie with another man, or a woman should not lie with another woman.
So it's Petroi. 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 Okay, Petroi. Or Petroi. Petroi. Oh, Petroi. All right, Petroi. Big up.
So why you all want to rule out the Bible? You notice since you come into power, you want to rule out Christianity out of the schools. You want to rule out prayer out of the schools. Some of the schools you can't go in there and pray. Because you gave legislation through the education organization to subdue, to oppose the people who coming in for years and decades. All we know is Christianity. And the schools use this over the years, and this has helped the school to be successful. And you pretending you know God,
hey,
and telling people about God bless you, and go on like you know God, but you know you are the very one who oppose the men of God, the prophets, the sons and daughters of God, anybody that speak against you evil, and you want your term. Listen, the people of Jamaica will remove you. And listen, we are praying that God will turn your kingdom upside down. We are praying that God will cause you all to fight against yourself, just like Jehoshaphat. When the enemies rose up against Jehoshaphat, the Bible said they began to kill themselves, cut up them one another, fight against them. We're praying confusion into your kingdom and your camp until God remove you and hush you out of the parliament house. What more you want from the people of Jamaica? The people are crying. Too many mothers are crying. Over and over we see policemen going to homes. So they're going for wanted men. And how they kill them, cold-blooded.
Yep.
Then you think that the blood is upon your shoulder, leader of Jamaica?
Hey.
Blood is upon your shoulder. All of these mothers in...
Orange Chang, you hear that? Blood upon the shoulder. Because all on I support this. You're talking about JFJ and blood money. Blood upon the shoulder. All of the innocent Jamaican them who not allow the police them to unalive. Blood is on the shoulder. On the very generation I go feel it. You think that your car is real? Remember
Jamaica that is crying for their sons who were murdered by the JCF and the JDF. The blood is upon your shoulder and you have to give an account.
Of course.
And I know the hungry belly labor rights going to come. They break the law. Listen, who break the law too? Who break the law like the politicians in this present government?
Talk truth.
They change law. Look at one of the law. The law that speak against illicit enrichment.
Yes.
And putting politicians behind bars.
Yes.
The very leader of Jamaica want to rule out.
You think I joke him and make me play the tape? Make me play the tape. No, Pastor, you trigger me. I'm not even supposed to be on bandit so long. Pastor, trigger me. Pastor, last night I talk about that. Last night I talk about that, Pastor. You trigger me, Pastor. Pastor just trigger me. Blame it on the pastor. You hear people? A pastor trigger me a while ago. Make me have to stop the tape. He make me have to stop the tape. Where they? History. Me I go play the exact thing we talk about. See that?
Hi, so in today's video... independence in the exercise of the functions of the divisions and the commission as presently structured.
So me play that part there right just up on this computer, yeah. So wanna see what me talk about. No. Alright, cool. What should I? See it? I'm gonna play it over here up on the loudspeaker.
He wants a declaration that having regard to the fact that there was no that is a section, impartiality and independence in the exercise of the functions of the divisions and the commission as presently structured.
Listen to this part now very carefully. Listen to this.
So he's saying here that he believes that the commission isn't acting with fairness, impartiality, and independence, and as a result, he wants the law struck down. He's also asking for a declaration that Section 14(5) of the Corruption Prevention Act is unconstitutional. That is a section that deals with illicit enrichment in relation to public servants, to call them to account or to create a criminal offense if they have assets that are disproportionate to their lawful earnings. In other words, if they have a bag of things and their salary or their other earnings can't justify the expense of what it is they own, and they can't give a satisfactory explanation as to how it is they have those assets.
So, when you see it on the screen, this is a part of him affidavit. Declaration that Section 14(5) of the Corruption Prevention Act is unconstitutional and should be struck down insofar as it breaches the presumption of innocence guaranteed by Section 13 of the Charter of the Fundamental Rights of Freedom by imposition of the reverse onus requiring the first application to approve an essential element of the offense of illicit enrichment. Andrew Honest does not want to be questioned about how we making money. How can he be trusted as a leader? The man wanted to strike down the section of the act that deals with illicit enrichment. There is the evidence. Anybody want to come talk to you, just refer back to that video and big up there and Dean Jackson Miller. As much as how sometimes them have to beat you bad, you know all bad. May I go say that? She not all bad, ladies and gentlemen. She not all bad. She not all bad. But we expect more from her. You feel what I deal with? Given the position that she's in. You understand? Yeah. The influence that she have, we expect more from her. But see the on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Why would you want to challenge or strike down or take out the part of the act that deals with illicit enrichment? If that is taken out, we can no longer actually investigate illicit enrichment anymore. Like, illicit enrichment is the core reason why the damn Integrity Commission Act was created and implemented. It's about catching criminal politicians that steal our tax dollars. Why would the Prime Minister Andrew Honest want to strike it down? I want to answer that for yourself. It past that talk, but let's continue. May I leave it up on the screen?
They change law. Look at one of the law that speak against illicit enrichment and putting politicians behind bars. The very leader of Jamaica want to rule out. He want to put a strike to this law because they know that they are guilty. They know that they are robbers, they are political thieves, they are white-collar thieves.
So why Andrew not lock up the pastor when him said that? Why Andrew not go lock up the pastor when him said that? Why I'm not going to lock up the apostle when him said that? You think him can lock him up? Hey, your mama. Would I make a triple mistake?
Jamaica is going down destruction, Broadwood, and all these ribbons that you're cutting, it's just a facade. The urban center that you open, that is just a facade.
Bang, bang, bang. Wanna see how long pastor calling out about the urban center? That is just a facade. Him say facade, but facade. You understand? Exactly. Petra E. Why would you want to remove it if you're not guilty? the core foundation of the Integrity Commission, the man wanted to destroy. What a magnificent hypocrite Andrew Holness is. What a magnanimous hypocrite. Huh? What a resounding hypocrite he is. If you want to destroy the Integrity Commission. This would have essentially destroyed the Integrity Commission. You know? The purpose of the Integrity Commission would be null and void with a removal of the illicit enrichment portion of the act. You know? It wouldn't make no sense. It wouldn't make no sense. It would be child's play.
The roads that you build in St. Thomas, that is just a facade. I'm hearing that the roads that you fix, some of them, they are just breaking up. So why don't it take so much $billions to fix up the road and rob up the money? Or you couldn't just do a good thing and done.
Yes.
And then you all want people to trust you,
Mighty
to put their
God.
trust in white-collar thieves like you. And doing everything in your power, using legislation to rule out against all the evil that you have done to the people of Jamaica.
My God.
More people are crying. And it's getting worse. Young people are coming out disrespecting you. We have never seen such disrespect in decades. Why are the people of Jamaica disrespecting you? Because you lied to the people. You never came out to expose your statutory. You did not come out to tell the people, to prove to the people that they can trust your credibility. And then you put a gag order. And the politicians, the people of the nation. Then you believe people are going to trust you, leader of Jamaica? You believe? Listen, the people are going to usher you out. We know what you're capable of because you have shown symptoms that you're a thief, you're a political thief. You thief the elections. All the elections, you stole them. And we know you have the ability to steal this one, the general election, but we're asking God to cripple every machinery.
Only hear that, Jamaica? The apostle said, we know that you have the ability to steal the election. Come like some people, they miss this video. Why them call the prophet false? Eh? Only if you listen carefully. The man said, we know you have the ability to steal the election. He even declared that Andrew only stole all the elections that he won. But he's praying that God cripple his machinery. Right? Now, we understand what happened September 3rd, yes? So, you know, it is what it is. But we're waiting on Dennis Garden case, man.
That the Lord will use an angel with a flaming sword to stand before your evil machinery because you must go. The people want you out. The people are crying bitterly. I saw you going to come driving through a community, leader of Jamaica, and they said, what about the roads? You don't have to tell me about the roads. Then what do you want the people to tell you? What do you think? You're running up and down cutting ribbons as a facade. But the people find you out.
People them find him out, yes. People them definitely find him out. Right now I'm under hot water. See Urban Center they turn one big old embarrassment. The Urban Center turned one massive embarrassment, ladies and gentlemen. What a thing. But that's my time, you know. Shout out to Mama P again. Peter Chambers was right. And of course, God's message to us is the most important thing. And I think based off that title, I have covered every single aspect of the title of my video. Alright? I shared you the most important thing, which was God's message to us with the few videos that I did share you with. And of course, we gave tribute to Mama P and we covered Pastor Peter Chambers' video in regards to the message that he has, you know, the youth, them dying by the hands of the police. And it's not just criminals dying. These persons being labeled as criminals. And of course, even criminals have a right to life as well. Some people in Jamaica appear to don't agree with that. And those are the people, the few the few lab rats them that is supporting this government. Until one day, I warn them and I caution them, one day you will be labeled as a criminal and you're not a criminal, and you're going to be unalived, and your family is going to mourn and say, them kill me, oh, them kill me someday, and the man never no criminal, and no go so, I lie them, and nobody will believe you, because you guys have created a no accountability portal. You hear what I said? The NAP. You guys have created a no accountability portal for the JCF and the JDF to operate with impunity. And anything they tell you, you believe. Just like how them put out the young man page for the most wanted Wednesdays. Only think me I forget? An innocent young man that work a 9 to 5. Picture was put up on wanted Wednesdays. The young man said when the police them come for him, the police them say, why you give up yourself, you old criminal? You should have stayed out there and could come for you and kill you. And that the youth said, the police them said. You hear what I said? I don't want people to know all of this information for act as if that we are blind to the realities. Horace Chang and Andrew Honest, on full of SHIT like crop to blouse and skirt. I go on if you go in. I say I can't wait for God deal with you. I cannot wait for the glory of the Lord and the will of God for this country. For spread on your hand. If you look a finger, just move across the island. And take up who fi take up. And move who fi move. And put a prison who fi put a prison. Yes, man. Uno is wicked, man. Alright? Uno intelligence is off. It's not ironclad, because if it was off, if it was ironclad, you guys couldn't have made such a monumental mistake with Wanted Wednesdays. And that young man could have lost his life. One of that telling parents them say, sorry, a productive member of this society, I see a productive member of this society when I tell people if you go breed up. So we can have more productive members of the society. Uno put him out as a criminal for Wanted Wednesdays. Depending upon what to put him out as. That young man should sue the government, you know. I hope him listen. I hope him find a lawyer, you know. You should sue them for that. Damage to your character. Put up on Wanted Wednesdays forever. No apology. Can't help that. Because that forever got edge in my mind. And then some people look on the youth and say you look like criminal for true, you know. You see how people program. So you see one news on the news. And it's a lie. Not no go so the youth is not no criminal. I want to just believe that the youth are criminal because in a fool of mine him look like a criminal. So now when I justify the police them and kill that the youth if him dead, you know. I want to see how the thing work though. We have to do better, Jamaica. And we have to demand better. And the government clearly is staying within them. I am going to be wrong and strong mode. Right? I am going to be wrong and strong. To the point that Orange Strong come talk about JFJ have blood money. Huh? Then our Orange Strong, we are pay Orange Strong for what? For endorse the blood spilt of our innocent people. Then no blood money you get. Orange Strong you live off of blood money. Andrew Honest live off of blood money. If you should look at it from that context, they are living off blood money. They are being paid to sanction the spilling of the blood of innocent Jamaicans, acting as if and pretending as if they are all criminals and broad brushing it. Right? And they have stood by this and don't want to wear body-worn cameras. What the hell is wrong with body-worn cameras? Why is Orange Strong so opposed to body-worn cameras? Make it make sense, Jamaica. Read between the lines. These people are evil. Can't wait for God to deal with you, man. Evil brethren. Evil individuals. No excuses for that statement that he made. And him stand on it hard and strong. He worse than Blurton or Daryl Voss. I never know somebody could have worse than Daryl Voss. 3 of them, Andrew Honest, Daryl Voss, 4 of them, Christopher Tufton, Horace Strong, and Andrew Honest. All 4 of them, wrong and strong, come out talking about, listen to my full clip again. I did not, what do you say, traditional social media, don't listen to social media interpretations. When me go back and listen to the video, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Honest has said this exact same thing when everybody else are reading him say. Eh? Same thing you do with the ID and TRN for aid. Like him never did say it. I challenge him because me have him on tape. And me have a clip and me have a timestamp. Me challenge him because he never say so. Most thing can do I can say, well, that's not what I really mean. But you did say so. Tired of them now, man. And the Jamaican people, uno for do better. Uno are the problem right now. Because too much evidence they don't ever show. So them people are Tutsi. Them are telling you who them is. Them are telling you where them stand by. You know, I want to big up Mr. Wayne Lonesome. Hold on there. Before me go, let me just big up Mr. Wayne Lonesome. You see this one, Mr. Wayne Lonesome say right here, so? Remember me tell you. In rough round ages with the bad word them in about. I'm telling you. This man. Hold on, let me play for my next phone.
So we see Fitz Jackson came out and wrote the crap, the coconut crap that people front out. Now not discipline, now the respect. Let me tell you something, coconut crap. After in the 80s, when the politicized the police force, Siaga. In the 90s, that any little thing if you happen, the police human used to come out. Even Siaga actually went up and the police and then people back to that. Now the police human is sitting again. No, that's not the 80s. And JJ came out and, yes. Tell them I for all and not accountable. Yeah? You know, not tell JJ to do some things that are clear due to that feeling, and even human lives back. When police get killed, JJ come out and talk to the gunman, then they can do.
Good night. Good evening, good night, good morning. It fits the crowd, the coca. No, now the police are do the same thing again. No, that's not the 80s. And JFJ came out and, yes. Tell them for all and not accountable, Yeah? Me and I tell JFJ to go do some things and not for them due to that feeling, they might even human rights first. When police get killed, JFJ come out and talk to the gunman, them, then they don't say one them now, yeah! JFJ is a human rights organization. Well, then they are for human rights organization, what they're here for. They could know. We will tell you. Yes? It's a human rights organized extrajudicial killing and knocking at the people until life and them, and they do them job. Yes? Because this is where you don't have only the police to them job. The police job enough for work and kill people.
Exactly.
And that's the truth. Police job enough for work and kill people, So protect and reassure. So the reassure is well we keep this and well cover and everything. So protect and reassure. Them just come up with fuckery. Yeah. 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 You understand? So this is where we are dealing with serve, protect, and reassure. Yeah? Simple as
that.
Yeah. But no, you must come and talk them and call about blood money. Because I must talk about blood money, And next thing I want to talk about, I talk to my brethren today. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. G-Flex, big up yourself. See? So when I tell them these things, I'm say, I'll be a hypocritical thing they play around there,
Yes.
When we not play, You have a way for some people that talk online now. And maybe just tell them right now before we go in at anything else.
Yes.
When people talk, my brother, they come out and say, yo, the government, we're not criminal. What is criminal? This, criminal. And you have some people nowadays. You get up and say, well, we cannot accuse from go through court. Fuck that! If you tell me that, Tell the same police them put up the youth them on Wednesday and I call them criminals and them wanted everybody call them.
Bingo! I guess somebody want to carry it. Big up Mr. Wayne Lonesome. That point is a phenomenal point. How comes them a put up people picture for wanted Wednesdays and I label them as criminal without proving to them a criminal? And we can call Andrew Honest, Daryl Vaz, Horace Chang, Christopher Tufton, we can call them criminal. After the man them not go through the judiciary yet. Right? The man them not go through no law, no court yet. I wanna put up the man them face. Say the man them a criminal. Wanted Wednesdays. Where is the lie? Jamaica? Think about what the man has said. Listen when me hear the man say, Mr. Backside, what a good example. What a great example. What a great example. Them label you them criminal for wanted Wednesdays, ladies and gentlemen. And they have no evidence. Not saying they have no evidence, but them not have no, you know, go court to say, yes, the youth they charged with something. Them a work off of intelligence and then still label the youth them criminal. So how is it that them can do that? But when we see things based off of the Auditor General report, based off of the IC report, we can label these men as criminals. Why? Because them are what? Them more than the people them in the ghetto. If a society can label the man a criminal and they not go to court yet and get charged and get prosecuted, how comes Andrew Honest can get labeled as criminal? Andrew Honest lied to us several times about this, about how he making money. Andrew Honest say he get 2 taxi and I saw him billing well. That's what I'm saying no Petro E. And his father come out and say that is nonsense, not no go so. When me go check him, he say him have 30 taxi and some more that company off. So how comes he lie to we and tell we say a 2 taxi according to his father? According to his father, him lie to we, you know. Not my word. And they say if he's a liar, there's a what? And in this case, I'm a lie about what? How he making money. So when people label him as a criminal, how are they wrong? How them wrong when you look at all of these variables? How are they wrong to label him as a criminal? But them can label the youth them criminal for wanted Wednesdays and them not get prosecuted yet. Make it make sense, Jamaica. That's something I left it, you know. Big up Mr. Wayne Lonesome, Zine. Yeah, man, make sure you go check him out. You understand what I say? On YouTube, yeah, man. Teacher, you understand? Dean Jackson Miller, same way. Feel what I deal with. Andre Stevens, Atta 5 Press Talk, your mind TV. You understand? Mystic, you know what I mean? Annie Isabel Rose, my sister. Anyway, they big up yourself. You see me? See the man, I'm a follow, say everybody are saying, Mr. Mark Stewart, Reasoning with Rattigan, Foremost of Fantasy. You understand? See them there? See them there? Freedom Communists Aromatic, The Political Corner TV, Make We Talk with Jeffrey Tavares. You feel me? I did it. Jamaica Hot Topic Sulfur, Team PMP, Conrad O'Brien. You understand? Conrad OB the Fireman on YouTube. Right? See it there? Perry in Christ. You see me I deal with? Shadeen Anglin, Mishidex, see? Life with Jenny. Right? All of these people. Sister Carrie-Ann. Who else? Freedom, no. I said that one already. Freedom Project, yeah, Freedom Project. Right? Hot water. What heap of people, my God, so many. Jamaica Carlos. Yeah, man. Whole heap of people, Jamaica. Whole heap of people. You know what I mean? But that's my time. See y'all later. I gotta go. Stacy, hi. Pick up yourself, Stacy. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to show me some love, you have 1 minute. The super chat is open. We can light up the super chat them right now. We have 60 seconds. We are going to 60 seconds to light up the super chat. So we are end the live when it hit 1:49 there. So. Yeah man, we now have 1 minute to bless up the super chat, guys. Cash App is there, PayPal is there, the Zelle is there. Alright? You guys see the money sign button right there. Dre Brian, Dre Dan, Mama Son, London 45. Everybody, there's so many people, it's ridiculous. So many people, it's ridiculous. Big up everybody. We gotta do the right thing. And I fight for the sovereignty and the freedom of the people of this country. You understand? They now just fight for themselves. That's why they get up and they highlight certain issues because them think it's important. You see me? In our real life. No local joke. No local joke, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, nobody not drop no super chat. See you guys later. I'm out. Peace.